Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum friends and subscribers. This is Mahmoud Sheikh, and from past few videos I am working on a tutorial series of learning AngularJS. In this video we'll be going to discuss about services. What are services, how we can use services, what are the advantages of using services. Actually this video is a continuation of my previous video where I had discussed about routing. Okay, this is the same example what I have shown you in my last video when I was explaining about routing, URL routing. But in this video, I'll be using the same example to discuss about services. Okay, so in order to understand the concept of services, I just recommend you to refer to my previous video also. Okay, so it would help you if you watch the previous video before watching this video. Okay, so basically in AngularJS we can create our own services, or we can make use Angular built-in services also. Okay, and services are JavaScript functions and are responsible to do some specific tasks. And Angular services are reusable, hence they can be used and called in multiple places also. We can create a service to call students details from database as a JSON object, and we can use it in our programs wherever and how much ever we want. AngularJS supports many services like HTTP, route, window, location, etc. And each of these services are used to perform some specific task. Uh, we can make use of services are, as I said, services are the functions or the objects that we can make use to perform some kind of activities like fetching the data from the database. And if we are calling, and if you are fetching the data from the database in multiple places, so instead of fetching it 3 more or 4 or 5 times, we can make a service function for fetching those records from the database. And every time whenever we write the functionality of fetching the data from the database, instead of writing in the code again and again, we can make use of a service. We can call that service. By the help of that, we can reduce the time to write code. Okay, so let's first go to our editor. Here you can see I have a program. This is the example which I have done in my last video where I was explaining about routing. And let's write routing and services. Okay. I have explained this example in my last video completely, so I would just recommend you guys to refer my previous video and then come to this video. Okay, in my last video I had created different routes, and I have assigned some templates, partial templates like home.html, about.html, and content.html to my routes which are inside my folder templates. Okay, then I have created the controllers. Inside the home controller, I have just displayed them a message saying that home page, which you can see here. Okay, if I click on home, I will get a message home page, and inside about controller, I have shown a message saying that about page. If I click on about, I'll get a about partial template page, and inside controller, I have passed a message as contact page. If I click on contact, I'll get a message saying that contact page. Okay, now I need to create a service. So in order to create a service, we need to create a folder. Right click on the main project and then click on new folder, and then give it a name as service. Enter. Okay, and then right click and click on new file and save it as service.js. Okay, now let's first call this service, copy this and paste here service slash service.js. Okay, now we need to create that service inside our service.js file. Okay, so for that, first we will take this, cut this out from here, and go to our service and then paste here, and then hit enter, and then app.factory. Okay, so here let me first show you my data.json file. Here I have some data which is represented or presented in the form of JSON object. This data I'll be fetching with the help of this service which I am creating right now. Okay, so write app factory, and then actually these are the friends details of mine, and I'll be calling these friends details with the help of this service, and I'll display the results on my web page. Okay, so let's okay, so just make it as a capital letters. The name of your service starts with the capital letters friends, comma, then create an anonymous function and semicolon and pass HTTP object to it, and then return create a function with a name called as get. Okay, then return dollar HTTP, use the HTTP object uh, to get the JSON data to make a call to our data HTTP dot get, and then we need to pass the path API slash data dot JSON. Okay, this is the path in which I have kept my data.json file. API is the folder name, and then this is the data.json file is the file to which I'm referring. Okay, then I need to create another anonymous function. Inside this I will write response. Okay, and then I'll return this response. Return response dot data. Okay, so here I have created a service by using app, which is the module name of our app.factory, and the name of our service is friends, and inside that I have created an anonymous function, and to that anonymous function I have passed an HTTP object which is used to make a request to the server or to our data, and it will return the data. And I will write a return statement and then create a function with a name called as get, and then return the data which has been accessed using HTTP get method. Okay, now I need to come to my index.html file, and then come to our controller, home controller, and then delete this. Okay, and then call, we need to pass our service here along with the scope object. We need to pass our friend service, then type friends dot, we need to call the function that we have created here inside our service. Okay, this is the function which we have created inside our service.js file. The same function we need to call here inside our controller, and then dot, then and create an anonymous function. Okay, and then pass a response, then scope, use the scope object dot friend equals to, okay, then pass the response that is coming from this service to our friends property of scope object. Okay, now let's go to our home, and here let's delete this and create a table border as 1 and tr th. And let's see what we have in our data.json file: fname, lname, salary, address, agent, email. Okay, here first name, copy, last name, salary, and then address, age, and email. Okay, now let's create another tr and then td, and inside this td we need to use an ng repeat directive to iterate over this friends property. Okay, just copy this and come here, friend in friends, copy friend dot fname. Okay, now let's, oh sorry, it has to be inside this tr. Then copy this, paste here, okay, here let's change it to lname, and then salary, then address, age, and gender. Okay, now let's go to our home page and click OK. Let's just clear the cache. Okay, now I have cleared my cache. Now I'll refresh the page. Okay, I'm not able to see the data. I'm not getting the data. Okay, let's see what's the issue. Okay, the problem is with the JSON file. So now let's go to our data.json and let's see what is the issue. I'll just delete the data and I'll just keep two records in my data.json file. Now I will refresh. Okay, still I'm getting the error 6. Okay. Okay, unexpected token in JSON. Okay, now I'm getting the data, but email is not coming. Okay, here name, salary, address, age, and email. Okay, now let's refresh. Okay, now I can get the data. Let's. Okay, now I have kept this entire data in my data.json file, and I'll try to fetch that data. I'll refresh the page. Okay, here again it's showing some problems. There is a problem with this JSON file somewhere in this file. Okay, I'll just need to debug that. Email. Okay, the problem is with this JSON file here. Okay, there is a double quote and I'll just delete this entry, save it, refresh. Okay, now you can see I'm getting the data from my data.json file with the help of the service which I have created here inside my service.js. file. Okay, so this is how you can create a service. With the help of that, you can fetch your data.json file or your API file. uh, okay, and this path can be a link to your RESTful service API also. Okay, so whenever you set a path to your RESTful web service API, it will return you the data, and that data will be collected here inside this controller. Okay, now when I refresh, I can get the data. If I click on about, it will show me about page, and if I click on contact, it's displaying me the contact page. Okay, so because I have passed this about, I will change it to about us page, and let's say contact us page. Okay, now let's refresh. You can see it's displaying me contact us and about us text. So this is how you can create a service in AngularJS. I hope you understand this. I'll just strongly recommend you guys to watch my previous tutorial where I have explained about routing before coming to this Angular JS service tutorial. Okay, if you like this video, subscribe to our channel, click on the like button, share it with your friends, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.